Hello, everyone. On this tutorial, we want to focus a bit more on how to help you prompt engineer. For more details than the ones we'll probably talk today, you can go to our documents. They'll be in the description, and you can see the prompt building guide. It will give you even more understanding of how you can do things. In this particular workflow, I already have everything set up. So in this case, we're not going to focus on how you build it, but it's essentially a workflow that helps you build a flight and hotel discovery tool. In this case, we're looking for Lisbon to Madrid flights on the 1st of October and coming back on the 10th, and the five-star hotel in Madrid. We use the use search engine node for this. Let's put three so that this is faster. So essentially, this goes onto the search engine, searches for hotels, searches for flights, and you can then provide that information to the LLM. And this is essentially where the component of prompt engineering comes along, right? How do you build, how do you write the prompt in itself? Something that you have to be very clear is that when you write a prompt, you should be writing it almost as if you're writing it for a friend. So a friend has to be able to understand it like a human would understand. And in this case, we start by describing what we want the tool to do. And we are very clear on what we are also doing with it, right? So we say, okay, this is the information you have on flights. This is the information you have on the hotels coming from the inputs. And we wanted to format it. Then we say, please select the best hotels and flights for the price and output it in the best format possible, including an image for the hotel and a good description. Now here in this particular use case, I wanted output to be in Portuguese. I'm going to delete this for now, but then I'll show you how you can force the specific language output, and I'll also delete it from here. Then a very important component when doing prompt engineering is not just the prompt engineering, is which model you want to actually choose. In this case, you have the ability to choose automatically for a performance model, and our system will select the best model for this use case. But you can also pick it yourself, right? Imagine if you really like 4.0, you can use 4.0. But something that have to be very conscious is that not only the quality is important, and for that 4.0 is definitely the best in the market right now, but sometimes if you're pushing a lot of information into the model, let's say instead of three flights, you selected 50, which will be a lot of text, you might want to use a model that supports a lot of text. For example, Gemini supports 1 million tokens, which is roughly 700,000 words, whilst GPT-4o only manages to handle 120,000 tokens. So it's 10 times less. And you have to consider that, otherwise the model won't be able to output the information the way you want. And you might also want to consider the speed. Let's say, for example, you're automating a process that needs to be fast. You might not want to go with neither of this. You might want to go with the fastest model, which is Gemini Flash, that has a slightly lower quality. So you have to consider these components. Let's test the prompt we built here so that you see the output of it. So as you can see, you have everything formatted in the way we asked it to. It found the best flight, says which leg room it has, says the number of flight times, chooses the hotel, gives us an image of the hotel, gives us all description, and makes a calculation on the budget. Now let's just do a small tweak to it. We're already very specific about what we wanted. We want to say it's in Portuguese. But now, before we run it again, something that is very important to emphasize is that not only you want to use the prompt, which is pretty much the request you make to the model, but you want to use the context. And the context is very important. It's pretty much the way you tell the model to behave. And this improves significantly the performance of the model. So if you say to the model, look, I want you to behave like an online travel expert, it will immediately tailor this type of approach and his outputs to what an online travel expert would do. So this is pretty much as like choosing the type of expert you want to work with. So this is a very important prompt that you want to always use and leverage for whatever you're doing. If you're doing a blog post, you want to say that he's an expert at doing blog posts. If you're doing, let's say, a more mathematical analysis, you want to say that he's a maths expert. So this is pretty much the ways you can fine tune it. We can then go into more details, and you can visit our page on docs.getspot.io, but this will give you a good understanding of how you should start going about prompt engineering. So as you can see, everything is outputted now in Portuguese as we requested. It has all the information, the hotel image, does the calculations of the price of the hotel according to our request. So I think this gives you a good, very small introduction into how to do prompt engineering, and also gives you a quite cool workflow that you can use. Thank you for your time.